What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today is just gonna be a bitch fest, honestly. You clicked on the video, so I mean, you know what you're in for here. I am an Eminem fan, a very big one actually. I don't know what to say. I'm not even just like a random, like it's not even on the same, I used to listen to him. I prefer the Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers. Like it's not even that. Like I stood by this man for revival, for kamikaze, for music to be murdered by, both sides. Like, I think everything Eminem has done is great. In no way, shape, or form do I think the man has fallen off. Like, that's not what this is about for me. For me, it's the fact that people can't admit that the game can rap. For whatever reason, we can act like the man is dope for 20 years. And then as soon as he disses our favorite rapper, we just throw all thoughts of skill out the window. That's just kind of bullshit to me, honestly. Like, since when could the game not spit? Since when could the game not rap or put his best foot forward and come with some shit to say? Always has. Seriously, he always has. And this diss track, as I've posted on my channel and many people have argued with me, is one of the hardest diss tracks Eminem has ever received. Seriously, it is. Everyone's so mad that he, uses similar cadences as Eminem or, makes all these references and just calls him a stan. The references are what make it. That's why it hurts you so hard. That's why it makes you so offended. It's because you understand the references. You get it. You understand what he's saying. You know what he's getting at, and it hurts you personally. I love Eminem too, and I wouldn't say it personally offends me when I hear these things. It makes me want Eminem to respond, not a silly one-liner that we all are just gonna pass off as bars that completely collapse the game's diss track. That's nonsense. Just read some of these comments here. Terrible and in bad taste. Maybe in bad taste, but it's definitely not terrible. I actually pinned this one because I agree with it. These comments amaze me. The point is, nobody came with hard bars like that going at Eminem. It ain't about who won or lost. The statement is the truth. These bars were fire. Give credit where credit is due, as no one else has come close to spitting bars like this. Give the man credit. This shit was extra nice. I mean, it was, wasn't it? It was pretty extra nice. Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I mean, overdone, but that's funny. Ain't this the dude still performing in clubs? It's the only thing that Eminem said in response to the game's 10-minute diss track. He says, the only reason you still play in the clubs is because you still perform in them. And then every little stan out there just takes that and rolls with it. Like, hell no, man. I'm sorry, but that does not do it justice. That does not efficiently respond to the game's diss to you, Eminem. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Game can actually rap really good. It sucks because nobody gives a fuck. Fair enough. More just repeating Eminem's lyrics. Damn, game got flow on this one. RIP to the last of the game's career. He's not going anywhere, buddy. He still has an amazing feature run going, and has been, since even before he dropped the diss track, and he's still going. He's spinning Eminem's cadence, yeah. After all this time, game, you still ain't learned not to bite the hand that feeds you. That's actually really interesting. I think he's referencing the Pat Stay diss, which, for those of you who don't know, Pat Stay was a battle rapper that had also been getting in beef with the game around the same time that the game went at Eminem last year. And I believe he got stabbed a handful of times and then killed. And I think that took place just like days after he dissed the game. He dissed the game with his track called Game Over, where he sampled Eminem's Stan. It's a really, really hard diss track, honestly. Like, if Eminem were to diss the game back in such a fashion, like, come on. Pat Stay did it, and maybe that's why Eminem doesn't want to, is because don't know if the game was connected to that or not. Don't want to raise any conspiracy theories or anything, but that's just far too crazy. Seriously. RIP with Pat Stay. The game lost the beef, and Eminem didn't even have to say anything. The game didn't lose the beef. As of right now, the game is winning. The beef, if it's done, the game won. Eminem didn't say anything. He's being cowardly. The game won. The game would change to rock genre when Eminem responds to this diss, just like MGK. No. And also, for the record, MGK had also been doing a weird genre like that long before he had anything to do with Eminem. Not defending MGK, I'm not the biggest fan of MGK, but the game's not switching no genre. He's still gonna rap, and, he'll probably end up dissing Eminem again before Eminem responds. The biggest diss is M not responding at all. How? Since when does that make sense? Since when does just not responding to a diss mean you win? Like, I understand that Eminem's this massive powerhouse, and you ultimately gain more by dissing him than you lose. But what can it be? You're gonna lose and switch genres, or you're gonna get more popular from it? Like, you can't really have both. That doesn't make any sense. I swear this is one of the hardest diss tracks on M. Fans don't want to admit it. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. I agree. Fans just don't want to admit it. And that's what it comes down to, is that the fans just don't want to admit it. So as a fan, as a stan, as an Eminem stan, it's okay to admit that the game dissed him and that he did it well. It's just an objective point of view. I guess I just really don't understand where this whole idea came from that Eminem is just untouchable. When MGK dissed Eminem, it was more well received than the way the game did it. People seriously act like MGK's diss track was actually better or more lyrical somehow. That shit was ass. That was not good. It was seriously not. It was not. He had halfway decent one-liners and then called him old like 30 times. Other than that, he really didn't bring anything special to the table at all. The game just kept going. Like, some of you probably need to go re-listen to it. You probably just saw 10 minutes, heard that it was the game, and then gave up. So take it from a stan yourself, guys. It's okay to admit that Eminem is not going to always be the greatest and be unbeatable, okay? It's okay to admit that. He definitely has a lot of filler rhymes. I understand why it's so easy to just say he totally ripped his flow, but I think that it's a clever homage. Like, we know that the game can rap in different flows. This was intentional. Like, that's the point of this diss. Left for Dead on the Doctor's Advocate. Dre never executive produced it, I just imagined it. For those of you who don't know, the game's album, The Doctor's Advocate, was supposed to be executive produced by Dr. Dre, and then because of falling outs and beefs between the game and 50, Dre never produced the album. And if you listen to the album, that's basically all you can think about. That's almost all he talks about. It's honestly kind of sad. It's really sad when you listen to it. The title track for the album, Doctor's Advocate, is just him drunkenly venting his feelings about how he, looked up to Dr. Dre and everything, and then he can't be in that party anymore. Like, it's honestly really sad to listen to, but what a great way to reference it so many years later. Here goes the magic tricks, candy shops and the magic stick. D'Angelo Bailey got in shape to whoop your ass again. That's funny. For the Eminem stans, D'Angelo Bailey is the character. It's actually a real person. Eminem ended up getting sued by him, I believe, in the song Brain Damage from the Slim Shady LP. D'Angelo Bailey got in shape to whoop your ass again? Like, dude, come on. You depressed, you just masking it. You pop an Adderall, a Vicodin, and an aspirin, but the math wasn't mathing. So pass me the torch, cause the torture in my mind with the voice that defined rhymes will force the blind eye to see that I was in the white Rolls Royce with 5 nines when you was pretending to be the white Royce to 5'9". Bruh. I'd rather listen to Snitch 9 like 69 times and participate in 69s with 69 nuns than listen to you. And I'm a lyrical 50 cal, leave his brain all thin when the games all end and the chainsaw vrn vrn. Bruh. Hello? Paging Dr. Dre? He ain't got a lot to say. But since Curtis always do, let him write the rhymes for you. Tell him to clip the wings of my butterfly tat and force him back in the cocoon. Now does he still rap? Or did he have a change of heart too? The chick on the show wasn't picking me and Mariah wasn't picking you. So the cannons is blam blammin'. If it jam, then I unjam it. And wipe down the stripper pole with the hair grease from your bandana. Dude, he just rolls off the tongue so nicely. It's unbelievable that people hear this and are just like, nope, ass. This is ass. Eminem doesn't even have to respond to this. Bro, what? Since when does Eminem not respond to people who full-on go at him like this? Especially when it's coming from his own camp. He dissed Snoop Dogg multiple times for almost nothing. Snoop made one comment, and he dissed him on like 2 different songs, I think. But the game comes out with this after everything from all the years. Just has nothing to say, I guess, huh? Just nothing to say. And I may not actually fully agree with this point here, but I will say, one of the game's biggest gripes was about, and not just the game, but a lot of the old heads, Melly Mel and Lord Jamar, like a lot of these guys are coming at him. It's about race, right? It's because he's white. But, even though the game was kind of running somewhat of a hate parade on it during the press interviews leading up to his album release, actually in the song, he provides a fair reasoning for the way he feels regarding the race subject. You ain't a shell of who you used to be, and after you, it's me on a Uzi spree like it's 2 of me. And Matthew's dead now. It's just you and me. The sweatpants, the dad hat, do-rag, and no jewelry. Is that cultural appropriation? Ask Paul if it's even appropriate for me to make that statement. Rude to me. Like I said, I don't know if I necessarily agree with what he's saying. I don't think he's definitely been cultural appropriating, really. I think that he was welcomed into the hip hop industry with wide open arms, and he has done a very good job. So I don't agree with that, but at least he's providing reasons. You know, he's referencing the do-rag and the stuff that Eminem did do that from an outside view you could easily pass such a judgment on. I'm all for, you know, defending the artists that you love and standing by them or being on their side, taking sides, whatever. As a consumer of it all, that's part of the fun, okay? But you really discredit yourself when you sit here and act like the game can't rap. When you sit here and just say it sucks, when you sit here and say he didn't do good, he's gonna switch genres, you're really just making yourself look stupid. I just want to reiterate one last time before the stands come at me in the comments. I'm on your side. I really am. I love Eminem. I have every album, okay? Even new Eminem, like we're not playing. I am an Eminem fan, okay? Also, just kind of want to flex that a little bit. My point is that have a more objective stance on things. You know, when you hear a diss track, listen to it. Listen to what he has to say. You never know why he's really coming at him. It's also interesting to add that, you know, a lot of people say he had no grounds to come at Eminem here, that he was doing it just for clout. And, you know, maybe that was a little bit of it or a lot of it, surely. But he definitely has the reasons, like maybe not a totally justified reason, but a personal problem, a personal attachment. He has a personal vendetta. This has been brewing for 20 years, guys. This really has. Anyway, go easy on me in the comments, guys. This is just my opinion. I want Eminem to respond. That's really all I want. That's my goal here. Get Eminem to respond, or at the very least, let's not have all the stands just acting like the game can't rap anymore. But let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out some other videos.